Good evening, guys. We'll start here in a couple of minutes. Let's give couple of more minutes to other folks who want to join. Then we can start. Okay, I think yeah. So, can all of you here please come on the camera? That is the first thing we have to do. We can't be Scrum Masters without being comfortable in both talking and being on video. So, then, okay, good. Yeah. Kiran and Sravan, Abhilasha. Okay, we have few 7 or 8 people now. Okay, so first thing is that why are we here? Can we start with this? One line or one word. Don't use more than a line or a word. But why are we here? What is it that we are looking for next 2 months?
For landing to a better job opportunity.
Landing better job opportunities. Okay, that is one.
To know more the real time how it is in other companies apart from our company. Like since a few people me who got stuck in one company for a long time, not well known for the outside world or how it is working.
Understood. So Deepak, Pyali, Mohammed sir, so Deepak, can you guys please come on the camera? It will be nice to see you and then talk about it, because without knowing your facial expressions, I can't make out what it is. Okay, but so 90% of the time you have to be on the camera. There are other things also. Okay, so so why are we here? That is the question. What is your expectation from these 2 months? One line or one word? That's what I need from all
For
of you.
landing a good job change.
Good job.
Basically, we have learned the fundamentals of Scrum Master, but we would like to get hands-on experience of working on an actual project and land into a better job with real-time experience.
Is that all, or do anybody else wants to add anything? Why are we here? Because if I don't know what is your expectation, I'll also tell you what my expectation is.
To get the practical knowledge so that we will be confident during the interview.
So for me, bottom line is after 2 months, we should have a job offer. Otherwise, all of these 2 months are a bloody waste of my time and your time. Whether we get it in 2 months, 3 months, that's a separate story, because sometimes the market is slow. But at the end of it all, if you are not confident and you are not getting a job offer which is better than your current package, then we are wasting our time. That is my expectation. I think most of you would have the same expectation. If you don't get an offer letter, it is a bloody waste of time and money. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
So please never forget it for these 2 months. You are here not to do PhD in Agile, but to get a better job offer.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So we need to know enough. See, only metrics, we can spend 3 months. But that's not the point. The point is we should know enough in each area so as to clear the interviews. An interview is a game, just like anything in life. We live in a capitalistic society. Most of things are gamified. So it's a game and we have to conquer this. We have to, of course, during this process, we have to know more about Agile, Scrum, Kanban, so on and so forth. That is a separate discussion. But please never ever forget that why we are here for the next 2 months. We are here to get a job offer. That's it. Bottom line, job offer, and in very good companies.
Correct.
Correct.
So my approach will be that I'm going to prepare you for the worst of interviews. They can ask you anything and you should be prepared. Okay. So I'll introduce myself to you. My name is Joey Malik. I have close to 18 years of experience in IT now. Last 8 years I have been in Agile space. I work as an Agile coach. I have multiple teams and multiple Scrum Masters that I take care of now. And I've been in the business of training people for Scrum Masters and other areas for, I think, 3-4 years now, post-COVID. So, but Agile training I've been taking in the corporations for quite a while now. So, one promise that I will make is that when you enter the interview room, there will not be a question which you will not know. All of those questions and answers we would have discussed. So there will be no surprises for you. That I can assure you. But from your side also, you have to do certain things. Otherwise, this will not happen. What is that? You have to be on camera. You have to be consistent in the classes. Don't miss the classes. Read the PPTs which I will provide you. Read questions. You will get the questions from all the companies. So I'll give you the list of about, don't worry, 500, 800 questions, but those are primarily 200-300 questions. But there'll be 500 to 800 question bank which will be given to you from various companies. Okay, this is what they ask. Then case studies, case scenarios, Jira, all that. We'll get to that, what we'll cover. But you have to be consistent. You have to ask questions. And more importantly, you have to take the interviews, both mock interviews and real-time interviews. This process does not work if you are scared of giving interviews. No matter how much you know, if you are not going to give interviews, then this will not work. मैं दे दूंगा interview next week. अभी तो मेरी तबीयत खराब है. I have to travel, but I will give it after 2 more weeks. I have this, I have that, I have too much work, I have that. All these things, if you are going to tell me, then this is not going to work. You have to give the bloody interview. Unless and until. So I will explain you how this process is going to work. So, and of course, you can suggest me wherever you think you need something else. So how this process will work is, first of all, Amar will get to your questions. So how this process will work is, first of all, I'm going to tell you 2022 topics from which the questions will be asked. And these days, it is not easy because after COVID, anybody that had a body, 2 eyes can walk. Come, we have jobs for you. Now the job market is very tight. IT index is falling and so on and so forth. So, but the market is still open for good candidates. Not all candidates, but good candidates. So my approach will be to make you a good candidate and we'll see how. So 2022 are the broad topics that are there that we are going to cover. From each of those topics, we'll understand the concepts first. Then we will go to the real-time interview questions and answers. We will cover those. And once those are done, those topics are done, we will go to the case studies or scenario-based questions. So there will be typically 3 rounds in the Scrum Master interview. Sometimes there are 2 also, sometimes there are 3 also, but typically 2 or 3. In very good companies like Amazon and Spotify or all the big companies, there are 4 or 5. The more the number of rounds, the better your package is. So Any company which is taking your 2-round interview will not give you a lot of money. How to get a lot of money is also a separate discussion. There is something which you can do that also will explain. But for now, 2 rounds or 3 rounds mostly, 80-90% of the time. So 2-round interviews. First round is basic theory. They will not ask you very difficult questions. But second round will be mostly scenario-based questions from real-time experience. 3-round interviews, same. First round theory, second and third round scenario-based. But scenario-based questions you will not be able to answer until you know the basics. And basics from a practical point of view, not as in theory. So this will be our approach. I will cover what we are going to do in the next. So one very first tip is, if you are going to the interview without concrete examples, you have to tell that how as a scrum on. Oh my God, I so first thing is that whatever is the number of experience you have, let me tell you, if you are not showing less than 4 or 5 years of experience, if you have more than 10 plus years experience in IT, 8 to 10, more than 8, 10, 4 or 5 years of experience, you have to show as a scrum master. Anything less than that, calls will not come. If you have 5, 6 years, 7 years of experience, then 3, 3.5. So you may start with 3 years of experience. If calls don't come, 3.5, then you can put 4. But I will prepare you in a manner where you can easily show 5, 6 years of experience. We'll cover everything in detail, in depth. There are not enough people in the market that will cover you this much. You will only say, bas karo. But there's wealth of information, so you don't have to worry. There is enough. So you guys will be well taken care of. And I will also give you practical tips to how to survive the job and things like that. So now you can ask me basic, any immediate questions, and then I'll cover what I have to cover. Yes, Amar sir. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
My voice is audible?
Yes.
Yeah. I have almost more than 15 years of experience. Okay. As a in IT, as a means a data, in particular database. I was working as a database DBA. Okay, multiple data, Oracle, MySQL, Oracle Apps, Sybase. Okay. Currently, last couple of years I was working as a architect, senior architect. But and when I though I have taken care few projects actually as a project lead and a project manager activities. Okay, I asked the same question to Narsimha sir. Okay, when I took the Scrum Master. So how this goes? How could I can manage? Okay, you are talking about I have no Scrum Master Agile. Okay, because we are actually following the waterfall model. Okay, because timeline is very stipulated in the DBA line. Okay, so how I can manage 5 or 6 years experience in my CV, in my resume?
Oh.
So that is my question actually here actually.
Sure. So that is the tricks of the trade. So I'm going to be covering the tricks of the trade so that you will be able to come across as someone who has already handled 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in agile space. So you have handled Scrum teams, you have handled Kanban teams, that sort of
Okay,
details.
both our database and application team like.
Yes,
Okay.
all sorts of that we'll cover. I think
So
by
we can
end
manage,
of
right?
today, the question you've asked, I have to cover. It will take 10-15 minutes, so I will do that
Okay.
after taking other.
Okay, after this call actually. Okay.
No, not after this call. During this call, I'm going to tell
Okay.
you how we are going to do that. So
Okay.
no
Great, sir.
questions.
Great. Thank you.
No worries. Yes, Sarvan.
Yeah, hi sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have total 6.5 years of experience, out of which 3 years as a front-end developer and 3.5 years as a data engineer. So I want to have no experience in this management role. Okay, so I wanted to become a Scrum Master. and I came out of project and I was currently in bench. So the management has
You are an immediate joiner.
no. I'm working in a organization from past 2 years. I'm currently working. Currently, I'm in bench. So my management told me to get some Scrum knowledge and Scrum certification. So I wanted to internal switch into Scrum Master if I get roles, or else I wanted to go outside. So that is my condition currently.
Hopefully, you will get out of
Yeah,
your.
that's the
Don't.
thing. That's my doubt. Yeah.
So this is your introduction. Your question is,
Internal job portal I can do or
okay,
how.
IJP is basically what you are looking at. Fine.
Yes.
That is even easier, yeah.
Yeah, if not outside, if no IJP, no entry for me as 6.5 years, then outside I can. That's it.
Out of six, see, we will start with 3 years, 3.5 years.
Okay.
If you don't get calls, then 4 years you will have to put.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of 2 months, you will know enough to put that information. Yeah, Deepak.
Yeah, hi sir. My name is Deepak. I'm actually having 14 years of IT experience. So I'm a manager currently, but I work in client-facing roles as a developer and I also as a manager. So I handle both. So I'm interested in Scrum Master and I'm looking actually for a change, like to a new job. I tried in my current company, but they don't have current roles. So I'm actually looking out for something related to management and Scrum Master. So that's my main motive. So there, my one question is, I have 14 years of experience. So can I show like 5 years of experience in current company? Current company I'm working 6 years. So can I show 5 years I'm working as a Scrum Master here?
Yes.
And the second question is regarding the batch actually. So the batch timings will be 9 to 10, right? And it will be like what will be the days? It will be on.
Monday, Tuesday, then we take a break on Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Anybody who has more than 10 years of experience, 5 years minimum, you have to show in your CV. So, one tip, see, if you're showing just one company as a Scrum Master, that is also dicey. But see, in his case, there is no other option because he's working there from last 6, 7 years. But ideally, you have to show in two companies. That way, they will know, okay, somebody has done a ref check also. So fine, we are fine. So if you show only one company, there is slight, they are not 100% convinced. One sec. Yeah, what is this? Hello. Sorry, apology. Okay, so there's some new implementation going on. So one of my Scrum Masters getting escalations, and so anyways. Okay, so wherever we are, so more than 10 years of experience, you have to show 5 years, and if possible, two companies. If on your CV, if you have last 3, 4 years, you can show that as a Scrum Master, then another last 2, 3 years. So if you can show two companies where you have worked as a Scrum Master in the last two organizations, that works even better rather than one company. So that is another tip. Yes, let
Yeah,
us.
one follow-up question. Like I have done certification for Scrum Master. So if I show it in the resume, I should show like I have done. I mean, after the Scrum Master certification, I'm working as a Scrum Master.
Doesn't
Or
matter. You just need to have a certification. Certification, nobody cares. It is just a requirement by the HR that you need. If you have a certification, then HR will not reject that CV. They will get a call. But in real time, nobody cares.
okay.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
so I can show that before the certification, I used to work as a Scrum Master also.
Oh yes, yes. My case is similar. I went, I think 2015 or 14. I got first time into Agile and internal only. Nobody knew Agile at that point. So yeah, certifications came later. That's fine. Don't bother about it.
Thank you.
Okay, but you need to have a certification. That's an HR requirement. Payali.
Yeah, so I actually have 15 years of work experience and it's in the same company. Unfortunately.
Even I to have the same scenario, like
15. You also have 15 years in the
10 years of experience in the same company. Like,
It's not
Yeah,
actually not.
suddenly woke
but the
up
vendor
and
has
realized.
changed. Later that again, I have become a direct employee there. But the client is like same company.
That's fine. That's fine. See, as long as you are able to answer. See, interview is not a test of your absolute ability. It is a test of your relative ability. If I have to hire a Scrum Master, I'm going to interview 10 people. Are you better than the rest of the 9? If in your answers you can show me you are better than rest of the 9, you have done the job. So how that will cover.
So my question was that I have been floating my CV from last, let's say, a month or now
How
in
much
Naukri.
experience are you? How as Scrum Master? How much
6
experience?
plus.
6+ is good. So
Yeah,
and
but
one
then
thing,
I'm not
you
getting any
cannot go
interview
to the
calls.
job market saying I am very good. Please give me an opportunity. No, it
No,
doesn't.
like, but there are no interview calls at all. That is what
That will. So you are showing how much notice period?
I'm showing it as immediate joinee only.
So immediate
Even me
joiner,
to the
then
same actually.
CV is not optimized. See, if you are an immediate joiner and 5+ years of experience, you should get calls.
But no luck as such.
Okay, so maybe the CV is not optimized.
Okay.
And how, I will tell you how.
Okay.
So
Thank
maybe
you.
you've not
Okay.
mentioned the right things in your, for example, I don't know whether estimation techniques, prioritizations, agile metrics, all of these have these been mentioned
Just
on your
few
CV?
burn down charts, like just few keywords. Like, no.
So the
Okay.
basic things that Scrum Master does, you have to mention that.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
That
Thank
might be the reason. I think your answer is very similar to Amar's question.
Kiran. Yeah, even I to have the same scenario. Like right now, I'm out of the company. My work is similar like a Scrum Master, but the position name is not related to that one. But I worked in.
Sorry to interrupt. One other key question you have. My designation does not show Scrum Master. That is fine. What you have to tell in the interview is that HR has designed it this way, and these people are aware. I am working as a Scrum Master, but the designation is such, one of those HR anomalies. And 7 out of 10 companies will accept this answer. Couple of them may not accept the answer, and that is fine. It is not like every interview you are going to take, you are going to be great at it. So some companies will accept this answer. Some companies will not accept the answer. Some companies where this is not accepted, that's fine. You will get rejected. But 70-80% of the companies will accept this answer, because typically HR will not give. Those sorts of roles are newly created. So most of the companies still don't have those sorts of roles, and that is fine.
And one more question I have. It is like I have worked in the production support related work. Like I have been a bridge like production support and a developer between the bridge like a developer team.
No, you have worked as a Scrum Master.
Yeah, it's a clearly like a Scrum Master only. Like
that's it. So from last 5 years, you are working as a Scrum Master. Okay.
Not 5 years, 7+ years actually.
Good. That is fine. I'll get to yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello. Yes, Sudipta. I think you're on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, somebody is saying hello.
Yes. Go ahead, Sudipta.
Yeah, I have a couple of weird questions. One is like, do they have any background verification when they? This is one thing. And the second thing is, I have 14 years of experience, but the first 4 years, 4.5 years, it was in a government organization. Okay. And then like 9 years, I'm into IT. Out of that, 3 years, I was in an acting lead. And that was a Scrum Master role. They fully followed the Scrum events. Fine. That is only for 3 years.
So we have already have a active Scrum Master. I think a couple of them also.
But when I changed the company, like in my current company, I just work as a normal, like a normal QA.
What is the question? Question is, will this be accepted?
But now I don't work as a Scrum Master. Like,
Doesn't matter. You have to show that you are working as 5 years as Scrum Master.
okay, okay. So there comes the background verification. So you
There is
can.
no reality anyways. It's all perception.
Okay, okay. Then thank
There
you.
is no objective reality in any case in this world. We
Okay,
are just living with perceptions, correct? So 5 years as Scrum Masters, that's it. That's the first thing you have to keep it in your mind.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There is no Omkar. I'll take one more question and then we'll do the what I have to do. Wasim sir.
Sir, good evening. And as I am a non-IT person, and I am into VFX and filmmaking. So I have an experience of 20 years, including 6 years of teaching and managing the projects.
Good.
So can I, as previously inquired by other my fellow colleagues, like, do I'll get the interview calls rather than the IT guys who are there in line? Uh,
So yes, yes. See, some of these the companies which are operating in your domain.
no, I want to shift into IT domain.
Also, then you show that sort of experience here. You don't show VX experience. You show Scrum experience in you were handling software teams. We have to modify that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
By the way, there will be a separate CV optimization session. You guys will go there. They will optimize the CV. I will tell you the basic tips of what you have to include. So that will be covered.
So will I be able to transform my career from VFX to this?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
I cannot give you 100% guarantee, but what I can say you will get calls eventually. May be a slow process, but you will get calls. And once you are in the interview, then you are at par with everybody. And then based on the quality of your answers, you can see my basic agenda is to whether it is Scrum Master, Agile project manager, whatever you want to call it, you will be given a bunch of people and they will have certain tasks to do. If you are able to deliver, if those bunch of people are able to deliver, you know what typical problems that a software team gets and how to resolve them. If you know this, if you know different methods, like one is a core product team, one is a support team, one is a multi-team support, if you understand all these things, then you should be able to handle a software team. Yes, Omkar.
Yeah. So basically, I have 5+ years of experience. In that first total three companies I have worked. So first three is in a design. So I basically mechanical engineer. Then I shift to IT. So in that software testing, where I work in the agile team itself. Then again I shifted, and it is a waterfall model, but I have to handle the team, Jira, all this CMF and this. So basically my question is, now I'm benched and I'm an immediate joiner, basically joined me. So how I have to show the experience because I have worked one year in each company. So is it okay?
Yeah, it's not okay, but
Yeah, that's right.
but the advantage you have is that you are immediate joiner. So
Yeah.
immediate joiner, as it is a big team.
Okay.
So that is a big plus. Okay.
Okay. That's the question because I have shifted to three companies and within 1 year, that's why.
Somebody will take you, don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Somebody will. Okay, so how this works is, okay, let me be very honest and clear. Please don't live in a Cinderella world. So how it will work is it is not like you are going to apply for 5 companies. These people will call you and they say, oh, you are a great certified Scrum Master and please join us. So how it will work is you will apply for at least 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 companies. At the end of the day, what you are targeting 20 or 25 calls. Those 20 or 25 calls may come to you within 2 months or it may take 3, 4, 5 months. That depends on the experience you have. The more experience you have, the less calls you are going to get. So you have to be very smart in using those calls. But ultimately, your objective should be to get 20 calls, get into 15, 18 interviews. Out of those 15, 18 interviews, you will be able to crack 4 to 8 of them. This is how it works. So mostly it is a very frustrating experience. That is why people struggle. But this is how it works. It is not going to be you appear for those days are long gone. Those days used to happen, but not anymore. Market is very tight. So you will have to appear for minimum 15 interviews. And mind you, your mock interviews you have to take very seriously. So once you take mock interviews, then you will take startups, small companies, bad companies. Let us say you are in Bangalore, you will give interviews for Noida. You are in Noida, you will give interviews for Chennai. So get your bad interviews out of the way. Your first 3 to 5 interviews, you will be only practice. Once that is done, then from sixth interview onwards, it will take 5 more interviews to get you 1 or 2 offer letters. If you are expecting offer letters in your first 5 interviews, you are in a Cinderella world. It may or may not happen. But from 6th to 10th interview, it will happen. First 5 interviews, just a preparation. Okay. So I'll take your question, Chavan sir. Just give me a few more minutes. Okay. Let me first get into the basics of things now. Let me, so, and then we'll, because most of you are worried how you are going to proceed.
Sir, my question is very small. You don't
Ah,
want to explain.
go ahead.
Huh? Okay, so the thing is that okay, same like actually I mean just listen everything actually from other candidates. So I am also same like a developer background. So how they as a Scrum Master, no? So how they rating actually? If it is, I mean, it help of developer background in Scrum Master as a working as a Scrum Master. So that
I understand your question.
technically things.
So I think one question I did not take was background. So background question is very simple. These days, what they do is, so you say that I worked in Wipro, okay, from this duration to this duration, and I worked as a Scrum Master. They will not ask the details. There will be typically a third party email to your HR whether this person worked from this uh, date to this date, and this is the salary slip. Is this correct? That is all. They will not ask the details on what project they worked, which profile, all those things they will not get into. So don't worry about that. If that will happen, 60-70% of people, at least in the middle management, will lose their jobs. Okay, that doesn't happen. Okay, so people are only, if you are able to clear the, and another thing is you should be able to clear the interview. Actual working is not that difficult. Cracking the interview is. See, for every one opportunity of Scrum Master, there will be 450 candidates. So you would have seen also on LinkedIn and Naukri. Okay, so now let's get down to how we can, the business end of. So this was your introduction. Where was it? I'll share my screen and I'll share a PPT with you. I hope you guys are able to see this. So let's get to the bottom line. Whether you are appearing for Deloitte, Amazon, or some stupid startup company, there will be questions. And depending on the quality of your answers, you will be assessed whether you are good enough or not. So what is it that we are going to cover, and what is it that a Scrum Master of today is expected to know? These are basic things: Scrum fundamentals, Scrum roles, Scrum events. So these are basic things. But again, these basic things on Jira. Do you know how to open a sprint, close a sprint, what to do with the spillover in Jira, how to create retrospectives, all those things practically. So if somebody says, for example, there's a senior guy, 15-year-old into the system. He doesn't want to attend the daily stand-up. He says it's a stupid call. What are you going to do? How will you deal with this situation? We'll see your answers and what is the answer that you have to tell in the interview. So these are the kind of behavioral questions that you will be asked. A 15-year-old developer says, boss, you have this stupid call. I know what I am doing. I don't need these calls. What are you going to? If you tell them Scrum principles, I am the Scrum master, all this nonsense will not work. So you have to tell some other story. Okay, so these are your basic things. Then you go to, next is your what is product backlog, sprint backlog. These are your artifacts. Artifacts are important documents. Then agile principles and values, whether you can give examples on agile principles, scrum principles from your day-to-day life, that how you have practiced those principles in your team. Principles are nothing but practices. How do you deal with bugs? How do you deal with critical bugs? How do you deal with coding practices? How do you deal with the quality of code? What are the general practices that you have been following in your team? Then what is backlog? How do you prioritize the backlog? What the hell is backlog? That also we'll cover. And how do you prioritize that backlog and why it is important? User story. The requirements in agile come in the form of a user story. So user story, what is DOR, acceptance criteria, DOD, story splitting, and invest. These 5 things are the bread and butter of your life as a scrum master. These 3 things control your team. These are the 3 things via which you control the pace at which the delivery happens and the quality of the delivery that you guys do with your teams. Then how do you split the requirements into smaller chunks so that your team can take care? Then what is invest? Then if your teams are not able to complete work, which is the most common problem, 60-70% of the teams are not able to complete their work. In real life also, you must have seen, and which is the biggest challenge. So those are called spillovers. If we are not able to complete or deliver things in time, what will you do as a scrum master? So you need an in-depth information and knowledge. You need a lot of examples to prove that you know how to handle these sorts of situations. You need to understand why this happens, and more importantly, how you will solve these issues. Then we come to Kanban. Kanban is a very interesting thing. See, let us get to a little bit of this. So what is agile, by the way? And then we can get into what is Kanban. What is agile? Anybody can tell me, but a very simple definition. Like what is cricket? It is a game played between bat and ball.
It is a way of working.
Way of working. You are not telling me the bat and ball. What is agile? First of all, agile is not a technology. Agile is a
We follow the continuous
Mindset or way of
improvement,
thinking.
way of working. Agile is a way of
It's a
working. It is a
methodology of
set of
work.
practices that tell how to work in a manner where you deliver things in a qualitative manner and timely manner. Your quality is good, your speed of the delivery is good, all those things. So agile is a mindset. It's a way of working. It is not a technology. Okay. And agile itself does not tell you anything. Agile is a general set of practices, but there are specific methods within agile. So how it got popular was, you all understand that waterfall was the way of working. What was waterfall? Waterfall, I think most of you or some of you may have worked. So we have to build a software. The first thing they would do is, okay, what is the requirement? What is it that we have to build? So they will spend 2 months into thinking, what are we going to build? So that requirement document, I'm sure, what is it called? Business requirement document, BRDs or whatever.
It's
Some of you
a
might be,
requirement analysis.
some of you might be aware of that. So we used to do phase-wise development of software. We used to get the requirements in 2 months. Once the requirement is finalized, then we would, for next 2-3 months, we would do the, or 1 month, we would do the designing, how our software will look like, what will be the components. Then next 2 months, we will do the actual coding. Then another, by the way, Agile is applicable to all the industries. It is not only specific to IT, but we will be appearing for mostly IT related jobs, but Agile these days, real estate, healthcare, education, Agile is applicable to a lot of different domains. But so you do the development, so you do the requirement gathering, you do the designing, you do the development, then you do the testing. After testing, you will go to the client. After 1 year of getting the requirement, you will go to the client. After 10-11 months, you show, boss, this is your product. He says, what bullshit is this? This is utter crap. I don't want this. this is nonsense. Or he or she or that client does not like it. And this used to happen, and which is why some people came with the idea, rather than waiting for 10 months, let us do all of these things: requirement gathering, designing, developing, testing, everything in a space of 10 days or 20 days or 30 days. And let's do it in 20 days. And on 20th day, let's go to the client. Client says it is bad. No problem, sir. Tell us what is bad. We will fix it. And again, come back after 20 days. What is the advantage? The advantage is that you are immediately getting the feedback. In the earlier waterfall method, you are waiting 10 months. You have wasted so much money and so much resources. And these days, nobody gives you that kind of a budget also. This is an age of startups. So you create something, you show it to the client saying, this is fine. You go on, more funding. Let us say the client says, no, this is not good. Okay, hang on. After 20 days, we'll come back. We will do adjustments based on what you say. After next 20 days, client says, yeah, I like this. So this way, you have an opportunity to fix your mistakes. So for software teams also, it is great. And for clients also, it is great. And you are not wasting time and money. So then people tell me, sir, will Agile work? What else will work in this world here? Do you think I have a beautiful idea? Somebody is going to give me 10 CR or 1.5 million in funding? No, they will give me 500K. Okay, you show me 2 features, how it is working. Okay, I show you 2 features in 20 days. Oh, this looks fine. Okay, I will get more funding. I have a great idea. Give me 2.5 million. I will show you the product after 1 year. By 1 year, the product, the entire market would have changed. That is how fast the market is changing these days. So Agile is here to stay. In 2012, 13, 14, all these years, some of these organizations which were using Agile teams, Spotify, Amazon, Netflix, all these big companies, Google. So Google, for example, have 500, 700, 800 teams across globe. Some of these teams will use non-agile methods. Some of them will use agile. Some of them will use all sorts of different methods. But what we saw in the industry was teams that were using agile methods, which were using Scrum or Kanban or XP, these sorts of methods, they were far more productive than non-agile teams. So everybody said, yeah, this is great. We are going to do only agile. After that period, after 2018-20, even clients said, oh, are you using agile? Yeah. Everybody said, yeah, because otherwise they wouldn't get the product or the projects. So now anybody who is using Jira, they hire somebody, say you are the Scrum Master, they use Jira and they think they are agile. Beautiful. But half of the industry do not know how to properly work in agile. Still, they are better than waterfall. At least they are getting feedback early. They are 20-30% more effective. But if you want to be effective by more than 2x, 3x, 4x, then you have to really understand agile and its practices. Then you can increase the output by 2x, 3x, 4x rather than just 10-20%. So not only you have to understand it, you have to be a critic. Oh, these things work, these things don't work. If you have that kind of an understanding, then you will come across as a person who has 4, 5, 6 years of experience. So I have been taking a lot of interviews. So basically you have to fool 3 people, first, second, third round people into believing. So what are those tricks and tips that we will get into? So basically it's a con job, but you have to be very smart in it. So we have a lot of experience in it. We should be able to cover it for you. Okay. So now going back to agile. So first thing is, have you on a very basic level, have you guys understood? Agile is here to stay. Scrum, Kanban, all these methods are here to stay. Nobody has the patience to wait for 1 year before giving us the requirement. And plus tight deadlines, fixed budgets. Not every project is going to work like that in real time basis now. But having said that, it is not that agile is only method. Still 20-30% market will always be working, because there are certain projects which will be fixed deadlines and with fixed budgets also. So that market will also stay there. But your main objective is to get into agile space. Why? Because for any company, they may need 5 Java developers. Somebody will need 10, somebody will need 20, somebody will not need Java, they are not using Java. But agile, every bloody company is using. So you have an opportunity to get into any company of the world, because there is hardly any company which is not hiring people in agile space. So once you get into any company, then you can make your way. And agile is the easiest way to crack into any of the top companies, because top companies are the companies who are actually using agile in a proper manner. Small companies will not use it properly, or mid-sized companies are also struggling. So all the good companies are actually using agile. Okay. So now let's come back to this. So agile is a method of working which has specific methods then in there. I'll theories you can read on your own. I'll give you the practical thing. So primarily there are two kinds of teams that are working in the industry today. One, where the product is new, it is 5-10% built, or 1% built, or 15% built. So there you are building new features for that product. It is a core development team. You understand? There are two kinds of team. One we call core development teams. They are handling a product which is 5%, 10%, 15% built, or 20% built. From 20% to 100%, they have a lot of journey to go through. They are going to build lot of features. There are going to be lot of development activities happening in that team. So those are core product teams. Those are the teams where Scrum is most suited to. Product-based companies are the ones where you will get these kind of teams. And typically product-based PDCs, we call it. And typically product-based companies are the companies which pay you very handsomely also. Now, the second kind of team is the product is already there. 60, 70, 80% product is already there. Now, what is coming to you are issues in production. The product is already being used by the customer. There are issues which are reported by the customer. Those bugs, those support tickets that are coming your way, plus little bit of enhancement, one feature here and there. So it could be 80% bugs, 20% enhancements. It could be 50% bugs, 40% enhancements, some ratio. But those are called typically your support teams. Most of the service-based companies, Wipro, TCS, Infosys, those kind of people have these kind of teams primarily. Unfortunately, in the industry, people will still use Scrum there. Scrum is not useful for product teams. Kanban is the method which is useful to those teams. So Scrum and Kanban. Scrum for core development teams, Kanban for product or the support related teams. So support, infrastructure teams, DevOps team, IT support teams, all these support teams, Kanban is your method of working. If you only know this, you are better than 90% of the candidates. You are already better than the 90% of the candidates. People don't have this sort of understanding. So there are primarily two kinds of teams. One, they will do core development, lot of feature building. The other team, features are already there. Now you have to support the customer and do some minor modification in existing features, one new feature here and there. Those are support teams. So core development team Scrum, support teams Kanban. So what is Scrum? We will get into it. So how do you run Scrum teams? What are the events? Nothing. Events are nothing but meetings. How do you do those meetings? If problems come, how do you sort it out? What sort of reports you are going to send to the management? On a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, monthly basis, how you are going to handle releases. Your Scrum teams basically develop product. They are developing, let us say you have 10 features that you are going to be developing. So you will Build one feature, push it in one release, build two features, push it in another release. How does this release management happen? So you need to know how you plan your releases, how you run your releases. Understood? So that is your Scrum. Then we come to Kanban. How do you handle Kanban teams? What are the metrics there? What is different than Scrum? How do you build dashboards from them? How do you build boards from them? How do you track? How do you track the flow of tickets? How do you make sure those see, in Kanban, your main objective is that how quickly you can fix the production issues. So how do you do that? How do you monitor where are your bottlenecks? And all those things we will get into. So if you have a deeper understanding of things, only then you will come across as an experienced candidate. So first Scrum, then your Kanban. Now let us say I have a product. I don't have a simple product. Let us say I am building some flight control software for some fighter jets. Now that's a very complicated product. It is not going to be handled by one team. It is going to be handled by multiple teams. So if 4, 5, 6 teams are building one product. So if 1 or 2 teams are building your product, then Scrum and Kanban is fine. It works. But if multiple teams are building your product, then 1 or 2 teams may not work. You need a bunch of teams, 5, 6, 7 teams. But to handle 5, 6, 7 teams, Scrum or Kanban is not good enough. You need another mechanism. You need to scale Scrum. You need to scale Agile. That is where Nexus, Safe, all these scaled frameworks come into the picture. So company these days say, we are hiring you as a Scrum Master. You will be given 1 or 2 teams. But what if we have multiple teams? Can you handle this? Yes, we can handle that by using Safe. So Safe, there are multiple levels of Safe. So what we will be teaching or taking care is essential Safe, which is the first configuration in Safe, which 90% of your interviews, you should be good enough with that information. So Scrum, Kanban, and Safe. Those are the 3 things that you have to cover. So if a candidate comes to me, say, boss, I am very good at Scrum, I am very good at Kanban, I am very good at Safe. So if you have a development team, give me that. If you have a support team, give me that. If you have multiple teams, give me that. I can work in a safe environment also. So if I can cover these 3 things, then I am more employable. So you are getting an understanding of the macro picture now. So you have to show that you understand how software business works, how software teams work. If they are a core development team, then if they are a production team, then if they are in a multiple team environment, then how? So these are 3 different facets we are going to cover. And in a practical way, how to do releases, how to in Jira, how to track them, how to show it to the management, all those things. Are you getting a hang of it?
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Sir, I have a small doubt, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, what is the difference between scaled agile and scaled scrum?
Nothing here. It's
Same.
there's nothing like scaled Scrum. It is scaled Agile. Wherever your product is such that 1 or 2 teams cannot handle it, you need 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. So in those situations, Scrum is useless. Then you use methodology called Safe. There are other methods also, but most popular of them all is Safe. So wherever you have multiple teams, individual teams can use Scrum or Kanban, but for coordination purposes, you need Safe. So what are those? How do you run that? That also we'll get into more details. Okay. Now, Kanban you understood. So how do you visualize work? What is WIP? What are the Kanban practices? What is cycle time, lead time, WIP limits? How do you do all those things we will get into. Then metrics, what is velocity, burn down? These are basic metrics. We'll cover it from a very different perspective. So you need to know, how do you know whether your team is good or bad? They will ask you, how do you assess your teams? So you need to assess your teams, how productive they are, how much work they are doing. but also how consistent they are. So that's the predictability metrics that you have to explain. So no longer are people only interested in how much work your team is doing. They are also interested in knowing how consistent they are, so that they can plan for releases and client delivery. Then what is the quality of software that you are producing? So code coverage, bugs control, all those sorts of things we will get into. So, and then of course, CFD is the flow, then tools, Jira, Trello, Miro, Confluence, all of those we'll discuss. Then I think somebody said something about customer handling. See, there is something called stakeholder. Can any of you tell me what is stakeholder? What is a stakeholder?
A person
The
who
person
uses.
who is affected actually.
Yes.
The person who is investing the money on the product.
Okay. Are they only your
All
stakeholders?
people who are all involved
Yeah.
in delivery.
There may be
So
internal and external stakeholders
So
also.
if you are doing a
Only
job,
one.
actually, if you are doing any particular project, actually, and who is responsible, or the third party, okay, it may be a owner, it may be a third party. That is actually stakeholder, but he is completely responsible for that outcome.
Basically, stakeholder is anybody and
anybody.
everybody who is interested in your product,
Exactly.
affected by your product. So people who are providing you laptops, providing you support, installing software, they are also your stakeholders. Your client is also your stakeholder. Your CIO, your CTO, your CEO, your legal team, your
Yes.
security team, all of them are your stakeholders. So what are stakeholders? And as a Scrum Master these days, they also expect you to know stakeholder management. So you have to identify who are your stakeholders. Then you have to map them. You have to build a matrix, which stakeholders, what sort of communication I will do. All these sorts of things also we will discuss. If you look at the description of job descriptions these days, you will find stakeholder management also as one of them.
Yes.
Typically, product owner also does that, but sometimes they ask the SM also to do this sort of role. There are specific jobs. If you are very good at stakeholder management, they will only hire you for these things to manage stakeholder. It's a big deal. So that also we are going to cover. So, okay, one sec. So I'll exceed by 10-15 minutes today because this is the first session, and then depending. Okay. Then conflict management. Developers are fighting with each other. Developers and QAs are fighting with each other. Product owner or business analyst, by the way, who is a product owner, who is a business analyst, we'll come to that. But they are fighting with each other. So all these fighting or conflict, who is going to handle it? Scrum Master.
Scrum Master.
So even though this is a very interesting area, actually, conflict management, even though AI will come, AI can automate 20, 30, 40% of your developers' work, QA work, even Scrum Masters work. But AI, at least not for next 10, 15 years, if two people are fighting, they will not go to an AI boss, help us. That is not going to happen. So जहां लड़ाई होगी, Scrum Master तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. You need a Scrum Master. So that way AI, it is insulated from AI impact also, Scrum Master, because, and there are conflicts wherever humans are working, there will be conflicts 100%. So how do you handle these conflicts? Seniors and juniors are fighting. Managers are toxic, seniors are toxic, juniors are irresponsible, client is pushing for ugly deadlines, appraisal is not happening, all sorts of conflicts. How do you deal with conflicts? What are the different kinds of conflict? How do you identify it? What is your strategy of handling different kinds of conflicts? So all that sort of discussion also we are going to do, because these will be very important questions to you. They are hiring you because if there is a conflict in the team, you are supposed to manage it and keep the team in a healthy environment, in a good cultural state. Okay. Then, okay. How do you build good teams? How do you build culture of the teams? Culture is the attitude of the teams. Let us say a key person is missing. Will it impact productivity, or other members will say, okay, let me handle this? That is the culture. A good team, if somebody is missing, others who are there, they will say, okay, don't worry, we will cover it. That is a sign of a good team. If something goes bad, people start blaming each other. Oh, QA has done this wrong, developer has done this wrong, this person is wrong, requirement was wrong. Typical example of a bad team and bad management. So how do you create good teams that respond to challenges? Especially people who are experienced, they will ask you, how do you build right culture in the teams? So that sort of thing also will come. Then coaching, how do you coach these people on different great practices? See, agile is nothing but agile or scrum practices or Kanban practices is nothing but all the good things that the great software teams have been doing in the last 10, 20, 30 years. So whatever great software teams have been doing, we have to do the same things. So whatever those teams are doing, those are called agile practices. And then people tell me, oh, this is theory, yaar. This is theory. What is no? That is a whole lot of nonsense. Those are all agile principles, Scrum principle, Kanban principle. Those are all practical guidelines in how to run a team and how to deal with issues and concerns of a team. So all those good practices, we will understand how to use those in resolving your day-to-day issues. And one practical tip now. You need to know at least 15 or 20 blockers. You are running Scrum or Kanban teams, correct? From last 5-6 years. The first and foremost question I am going to ask, or anybody is going to ask, is what sort of blockers, issues you get when you are working as a Scrum Master. And you have to give me day-to-day examples. CI/CD is not working. SIT is slow. Key person is not available. The requirement is not clear. So those are sorts of examples that will be there. So that also I will explain you, and then we'll give you a cheat sheet. I will give you 20 blockers that you can easily, all those examples and blockers, you can say it in your interviews. If you can tell 10, 15, 20 examples, that is your first step of becoming the Scrum Master. That is the first thing. If you are not able to explain at least 15, 20 blockers and give examples, you have to explain what is a blocker, this is a blocker I got, and how I resolved it. At least 15 or 20. Once you do that, then you are ready for the interview. That is the first thing, blockers. And anything you are telling, you have to give examples also. If you are not able to give examples, it will not work. So blockers and examples. Then Then scaling Scrum that we spoke about, safe. We will cover safe because anybody and everybody who has a lot of experience, they will ask you safe, 100%. And you will be expected to know how teams work in safe. They may ask you, have you worked in safe? Yes, that answer is yes, we have worked in safe also. What are those events? How do you handle those? That also we'll cover. Then what are the common challenges that anti-patterns are? Basically bad practices. How does a team mess up its delivery? Daily stand-up, how does bad teams do daily stand-up? How do bad teams do planning? How do these people do retrospectives? What is technical debt? How do you deal with them? So you have a waterfall team, how you will transition it to a Scrum team? What are the step by step of doing it? What are the challenges you are going to get, and how do you solve it? So if the requirements are changing, and this is again very common, every 3 days, every 4 days, product owner will come and say, there's a new requirement. How do you deal with that? What is a product owner also we'll get into. Then behavioral questions. Somebody is huge ego, 18 years experience, Java developer, huge ego. He doesn't let anybody speak. How do you deal with that situation? A junior guy is there, he doesn't speak up. He never tells what his blockers are. How do you deal with that? So I'll tell you a typical example of behavior. So let's discuss this and then we'll cover rest of the things. So let us say the most important call in your Scrum is daily stand-up. I think we all know that. Or does anybody not know daily stand-up? That's okay. I'm not expecting.
Stand-up meeting actually.
So daily stand-up is a call. Why it happens here? Can anybody tell me why daily stand-up?
Actually, what are the pending works are there? Okay, or any high priority work is there? Okay, so we need to discuss among the team to solve as soon as possible.
I don't
Plan
want
for next day. Plan
day.
for next day.
It is of no use to me.
Plan
If
for
somebody
next
is saying it is of no use to him, what are you going to tell?
Because if you're working a shift.
One by one. Yes. Go ahead, sir. Amar, sir, you go first.
Yeah,
And
just give a small example. Okay, you are working in a shift. Okay, three shifts are working, and what are the pending tickets? And okay, and what are the medium priority or the higher priority and is pending? Okay, so we will discuss in the one stand-up meeting because we have to give the report to the client.
I don't care about your report. I am working from last 18
No,
years.
because
I have
it's
done everything.
because
Why should I care
we
for
are
your?
not
Sorry, I'm just recreating that environment. Yes.
Yeah,
Keep
actually,
consistent.
can I?
Yeah, I get your point. Pending items, we have to send the report. Fine. But see,
and
you
higher
are
priority
telling
work.
it from a Scrum Master's point of view. I don't care. You don't send your reports, you lose your job. To hell with you.
Scrum Master point, I don't know. That's why.
No,
Okay.
but
We can
you have a point.
politely, since he's very egoistic, so we can politely tell him that yes, I understand you're very busy, but if you can give your inputs, it would be helpful for the others as well. Since you are a very senior person, like
And
politely
why should I help
managing,
others?
because you are in the team, you're also like you are a senior person, so your help would be helpful for the others as well. Like
Yeah. What you say makes sense. Yes, somebody else is going to assume something.
To plan the work and update.
Planning
It
does
gives
not happen in daily stand-up.
Sir, sir,
If you
Sir,
are
it
planning in daily stand-up, then it is
consistency.
a wrong practice. Okay, that will come to that. In daily stand-up, you don't plan things. For at least for that day plan, yes. For if you have to adapt a plan, yes, that can happen. But yeah, but I get your point. What you
It gives consistency.
okay? See, for senior folks, so if juniors are not coming, there is a different story you have to tell them. If seniors are not coming, there is a different story you have to tell. So daily stand-up are not status calls. Because if you are asking status, you are not giving enough responsibility. You are not trusting your team enough. Oh, I will come. Oh, I did 2 tickets. 1 ticket was here and then I did. So it becomes very monotonous and you are dummyifying the people. You are thinking that they are not going to work and you are the headmaster and you will get the work out of them. Especially with Gen Z, this sort of approach will not work. Even with senior folks, they will be irritated. I am a 15, 20-year-old developer. You are going to get status from me. You are insulting those people here. So that status thing is not going to work. So for senior folks, what are they looking at? They are looking at recognition. They are looking at appraisal. They are looking at band change. So if you are a senior developer, now you want to get into an architect role. If you are doing just your job, you are not going to get that role. So you have to come in that meeting. That daily stand-up is a meeting where blockers and dependencies are discussed. It is not a status call. It is a call where your blockers, are you blocked in your work? Do you have any dependency on some other team or someone else? Maybe you require a UX design from somebody. Maybe you require an API from somebody. Do you have any dependencies or blockers? Those sorts of discussion happen in the daily stand-up. So as a senior, and people tell what issues they are facing while they are completing their requirements, what are the issues they are facing. If I am a senior folk, I have to come there and help others. That way I am showing it to everybody that not only I do my job, I help others also. And that is the only way to get a band change or a more senior position or a more effective position. And that is why they will come. They don't care about the organization, or they don't care about you, and they don't care about your agile principles. They care about themselves. They will come because there is a senior guy who does just his job. He's not helping anybody else. Are you going to promote him? You're not going to promote him. Because see, how can you get into an architect role or a more senior role? By showcasing that not only you can solve your problems, but you can solve other people's problems too. And if you don't show that, you are not going to get the next role. So that is why for senior folks, it is very important that they come in this meeting and help others and show that not only they are good in what they are doing, but they can help others also, so that they can transition into the next role. And that is why they can come. That is one way of dealing with it. For junior folks, so I am 2 years into the industry and I am stuck with a code block. I can't move further. I don't understand how to do next thing. Now, after 10 days are over or 20 days are over, people will ask me, what did I do? And I would have nothing to show. I am scared. So for junior folks to remove this insecurity, they should be encouraged to come in the DSU and say, boss, I am blocked. I cannot move further. Once you declare that you cannot move further, then that problem becomes the problem of the entire team. It is a co-ownership model. If I'm a junior folk, the minute I get a problem, I have to come in the meeting and say, boss, this is the problem. Now, something called pair programming will happen. Pair programming is your Scrum Master will put you in a buddy system with some senior folks so that you can learn what you are struggling with. So this call is an opportunity to identify those issues. For junior folks, it is a opportunity to get help. For senior folks, it is an opportunity to do help. So junior folks will come to get the security. And if they have the security, okay, wherever they are stuck, they will be helped. That way they will grow into their roles. So this is one way of handling this question. There are other answers also. So in Agile, especially these behavioral questions, there is no one God answer. I am saying this, I am God, all of you have to say this. But this is one way of approaching it. And this approach has worked well in my career. There could be other approaches also. So never say that my approach is the best in the world. Say this is my approach, and this approach had worked well in my last 4, 5, 6 years. So does that make sense to you? So senior folks, you have to come to do help. Junior folks, you have to get help so that nobody blames you. You have already shown that there is a problem and it becomes the problem of the team, and then that responsibility is with the entire team to help them. But if people are judging, oh, this guy is not doing anything, that sort of culture will kill Agile. And that is not a culture which is a part of all the productive teams, where a lot of judgments are happening, lot of blame game is happening, and people are just trying to protect their job. Safe culture. Those culture where just protect myself. Those cultures are cultures where they are not a productive culture. Those teams will struggle whenever there are issues. So this is one answer, and then we'll deal with. I hope this is clear to all of you what the. Yeah, Mohammed sir.
Yeah, hi. My question is related to this scenario which you explained now. So I just want to understand, so seniors folks should know, like they have to, if they help the other junior members in the team, it's an advantage for them as well. But how will, as Scrum Master, like will convince him? Like, do we need to uh, Like,
So this is what.
I want to know the real scenario, like whether
So
we
this is a
should
real
call
scenario,
him.
right? We gave the examples of why he should help. If he is
Yeah.
helping, then that is the only way he is showing that he is not only doing his job, he is helping others also in completing their goals.
Yeah. So we need to convey him, like we need to speak with him, or we need to tell some higher management to
No,
speak.
no. We have to
How is
speak
it?
with this person and explain him all these things in a one-on-one meeting.
Okay.
Never ever blame or shout at people in your calls. In public forums, never ever criticize anybody. That is the first rule of management. Never ever. It is the easiest way to mess up your teams. Who likes public criticism, yeah? If you tell me I'm a bad teacher, I will be hurt. I will kill you. But after this call, if you tell me, Joe, you did not give enough examples or you did not, that is fine. I can take that feedback. See, public humiliation is the worst nightmare for all of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we should never ever do it. This is one-on-one discussion. And even in one-on-ones, okay, another follow-up question. What if I don't want to grow? I am happy with 5, 6, 7% appraisal, but I will not help others. You will get those kind of folks also. They don't want to help. They are okay with 2% appraisal to help with everybody. I'm there. They are there 10 years, 20 years, 14 years into the system. And you cannot blame them. It is their way of looking at life. You cannot say, no, you are a bad person. No. That is their way of looking at life, and they have every right to think that. But how do you deal with that? That's a separate discussion. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, these people are they really hinder in delivery. People who are there for years, how do you deal with them? But again, you can't blame them. They have their own way of thinking. Okay, case study, scenario based. I just discussed a scenario based question. One second. I am running out of juice on this. Where is the battery? Okay. I'll take 5 more minutes and then we'll do the rest of the things tomorrow. Okay. So then risk management. Again, one of the most important things these days is risk management. How do you deal with risks in the team? Risk is anything which is preventing you to complete your bug or story or requirement or what task, whatever you are doing, anything which is preventing you in doing that. How do you deal with risks in the team? How do you show the team risks to the management? What is the mechanism? What techniques you use? How do you deal with risk management? So risk management, conflict management, and stakeholder management. These 3 things are mighty important. Then CI/CD. What is CI/CD? What is the role of CI/CD in Agile? And how you cannot work without CI/CD? What sort of issues come? All that discussion. Then release planning. How do you track releases in Jira? How do you do dashboards in Jira? Then, of course, mock interviews. So all these topics we will cover in depth, in detail. I will first cover the topic, then we will deal with the interview questions. Once the topic is done, then I will give you the interview questions. Then those questions will be discussed. So with all these 20 aspects will be covered, then I after that, so once this is done, then you will be, I think in the first month itself, you should be able to do the mock interviews. So once you give the mock interviews, you will get the feedback. Then you will tell me, okay, this is the area where I am struggling in, then I'll help you out. So after 2 or 3 mock interviews, you should be good enough. Apart from that, you will also give startup interviews, bad companies interviews, different location interviews. Give at least 5, 6, 7 interviews. Whatever mistakes you are going to make, you are going to make in those 4, 5, 6 interviews. Then you'll be all set. So you will not have. So this is the overall plan of first I'll take Amar sir, you got the idea of how you are going to prove that how much experience you have. So all the methodologies we are going to cover in detail, what sort of blockers you get, how do you deal with different situations, all those things, how do you handle Jira, how do you do reporting, all those things will get into details. So if you know all these things, then of course you come across as a
See, as per what you're telling me, okay, I'm getting your point actually, but I could not actually put my mindset and picturize how Scrum will be in database line, how Scrum or
Oh,
Agile methodology comes in the database, because we have the resi. Okay, we have the means preparing the resi, and we are preparing the documents. Okay, and we are education method and
Oh,
timeline.
your
Okay,
question is that how
so
see,
see,
let us say you are.
I'm telling very basic things actually:
Hmm.
patching, cloning. Okay, these are the
No, these are all
common activities.
technical.
Okay,
These are all technical.
technicals. Okay, see,
Uh,
but in
See
the
again, why are
migration
we here? We are here to get job offers for
Scrum.
Scrum Master or Senior Scrum Master positions.
So
Yes.
here I have to change my CB completely for 5 years.
Yes. Yes. This is, you got this right. So that is why, all when in doubt, always remember, why are we here? We are here to get Scrum Master, Senior Scrum Master, Agile Coach, those Agile Project Manager, those sorts of offer letters. We are just here to get offer letters. How
Yes.
we are going to get it? I'm going to cover these topics for you. I'm going to discuss the interview questions and potential answers, and then you are going to give mock interviews, and then you are going to be giving the real-time interviews. By your sixth interview, you should be all set. From sixth interview till 15th interview, those 10 interviews, bare minimum, you should be able to crack 3. Good case, you should be able to crack 6 out of those 10. And only if you get multiple offers, then you can look at 30, 40, 50% hike. If you get only one offer letter, you will be scared. You will only ask for 10, 15, 20%. They will hardball you into getting a low offer. See, if I only have one offer letter, I cannot ask for 50%. I can only ask for 20, 25%. वो भी डर डर के. It was only when you have multiple offer letters, then you can
negotiate.
Then you can do the hard bargain.
Sir, can I share my CB with you so you have a
Yes,
better
that
picture?
that we'll get
Okay.
into.
Another thing, sir, if you have a career gap for a few years, so how it will be?
Career gap, you have to explain here. You have to give a good, decent explanation, and it
See,
has to
for
be
medical
professional.
reason actually.
Huh?
I have accident. So a
Then
couple of years actually I could not means
then
almost.
then you can explain.
Okay.
Yes, Sarvan sir. No, I think you are already unmute here. You can go ahead and.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Now I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So my doubt is like I have faced one of this situation in an interview level in the filtration process. They are asking me apart from Scrum knowledge, they asked me as a Power BI knowledge also. Is it that important to learn visualization tools?
That is. So see, if there are 100 jobs in the market, then 20% of those jobs are technical Scrum Master jobs. They
Okay.
are looking for specific domain people or specific kind of skill set people. If you have that, great. But if you don't have that, then you are looking at rest of the 80% market.
Okay.
So there will be jobs where they will be looking at, okay, I need a healthcare Scrum Master only who has worked in these roles. Those are very niche fields. If you have that background, it works. Otherwise, it does not work.
Okay.
And mind you, see, every big organization has plenty of teams here, and each team needs a Scrum Master. So there are plenty of jobs. How? Go to Google, write Scrum Master jobs, and change your location. Make it Bangalore and see, make it Noida and see, make it Dubai and see. And one other thing, in Europe, Dubai, all these places, there are plenty of jobs. I think, I don't know whether any of you are from non-India locations, but a lot of my batches have people from Europe and Middle East also. So there are job options there also. Don't limit yourself only to Indian market, because these skills will get you a job anywhere in the world, wherever there are software developers. Okay, I think we can wind up, but still you haven't told me the last 1 minute we'll spend. What is agile? It's a methodology, fine, but what can I have little more detail? Cricket is bat and ball. What is agile? It is a methodology which is based on
Iterative approach.
that beautiful iterative and
Incremental.
Incremental and self-learning teams.
So agile is a method of working which uses incremental and iterative approach. If you are telling me bat and ball, I am good. If you are not telling me iterative and incremental, then you may not have worked in agile. So it is the kind of words that you use in the interview that makes a difference. So what is iterative and what is incremental, we'll talk about in detail tomorrow. And then we'll look into the events, how to conduct each event, and what are user stories, all those things we'll get onto it. Now, next 5 minutes, any journal questions, and then we'll wind up.
Sir,
Are you guys clear with how you are going to be approaching it? What are we going to cover? All sorts of things. Okay, by the way, I'll show you the practical, one sec. Go ahead with your question. I'll just.
Yeah, I wanted to know whether in any case, if they ask us to, they tell us the requirement, like they have a team, but they are currently not following the agile methodology, and they don't have a Scrum team. So they want to go from the conventional team, which was
waterfall team to an agile team. How do you?
Yeah, how do you convert it? And they will tell there is no one who can help you. So you are the first Scrum Master and do it.
So how you will start sprint zero, how you will educate them. This is exactly what I am going to do with you guys. I am assuming you have no information on agile, and exactly that we have to do with your teams. So yes, that agile transformation we will cover. Okay, so this is how a typical Jira looks like. These are how sprints are there. So this is how the board will look like. So all of this we will get into, releases, all that. So this is a typical Scrum board. Then these are your user story, how to create them, how to split them, what are the different techniques, how to do grooming sessions, all those things. And tomorrow I'll give you a homework also, which is the most important event in Scrum. So we will start with this discussion. Let us see what you say, and I will prove it to you. Whatever you say is incorrect. Okay, so it doesn't matter, even with research, whatever you come up with, I will prove it that it is wrong. Let us see. I may or may not be able to prove, but we'll see. Okay, so just by having this understanding, what is more important, you will go a very long way in understanding. See, basically you are here to understand how to run a software team, whether it is core development team, multi-team aspect, or a production support team, doesn't matter. You should be capable of running teams. What are the typical challenges? How do you solve them? How do you get requirements? How do you deal with stakeholders? How do you do conflict management? How do you manage the risks in a product? All those kinds of things we are going to cover. And more importantly, interview from an interview perspective. What are they going to ask you and what are the accepted answers? Okay. Okay, I think we can wind up.
I had one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have 15 years of experience in IT itself, but I was into software testing part, more of a manual testing. So just had a question whether too much of coding part is also required, expected for this.
You will have too much of work to sit with a developer and do coding. Coding, they know, yeah, there are enough technical people. You see, suppose you need that guy needs somebody from some other team. That developer needs something from some other team, and that team is not providing that input or requirement. Who will go and fight? Developer, Scrum Master. Your development servers are slow. You are not getting any hardware request. Your development servers are slow. RAM is less, or there is not enough juice. CPUs are not there. This issue you have to take up with the management, have to tell them to spend more money on servers. Who will do this? Developer? No. Scrum Master will do it. There is a multi-team, you have to tell what your team is doing to the CTO or CIO. Some meetings are there. Who will represent your team? All these organizational work, all these fun activities, team building activities, all these release issues, who will take care of this? These are the kind of things that a Scrum Master. I'll do a detail. See, Scrum Master is a servant leader. So what will you do on a day-to-day basis? That we'll do this tomorrow in detail. What are you going to do? So nowhere Scrum Master nahi kar sakta bhai code. They have too much to do.
No, not actual coding, but the process, like when we are discussing in daily scrums about the work which they are doing, some technical things will come up, which I may be able to understand.
If I'm a technical Scrum Master, it helps. It helps. But if, suppose somebody is like Amar sir is from a database background. So he's worked in more or less support teams. If a Kanban team is there, he will be able to better handle it. So obviously your previous experience, if you have worked in similar kind of setups, obviously it's an advantage. Obviously. But it is no hindrance to get a job here.
Sure.
Sometimes these people are only looking at non-technical people who can understand the politics of the team dynamics. They call it team dynamics, but basically it is politics of the organization.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Can we wind up for today? I'll just do a quick poll and then we will get into more details from tomorrow. But I hope I'll share this PPT also with you guys. So, but I hope all of you have an idea of what we are going to cover. Oh, this is not the right poll. Yeah, go ahead. If any of you have any other questions.
Yeah, my question is related to the different types of roles. Like, if we know the Scrum methodology, what different roles can? What different?
So, Scrum Master, Senior Scrum Master, Agile Coach, Agile Project Manager, Delivery Manager, Release Train Engineer. There are all sorts of roles in Agile.
Okay, so we can apply for any of these.
Any of these.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So do one thing. Look into the description of the jobs. And whatever those descriptions are, that is what we are going to cover. Look at the various descriptions of the job. What is the market looking at? So those are the things we are going to cover.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, you will be there to put a delivery here. That's all. They can call you with any name. Essentially, you are there to make sure team does what it is supposed to do. They are delivering the bloody software. I'll make it even more simpler. Tickets and Jira mein, you have to make sure they are completing their bloody tickets.
Yeah.
Without getting too much frustrated. Stakeholders are happy, management is happy, they are happy. Easier said than done. Very difficult to achieve, as we will see. And there are not enough people who have those skills to lead a team. Because a lot of teams struggle to get good leadership. There is a vacuum of good leadership still in the industry. So there's a lot of opportunity. Okay, we'll do this tomorrow again. So I hope all of you had an idea of what you are going to do. Thank you. Have a nice whatever, and then see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.
Bye. Good night, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So I have a quick question. Is there any practical session is there in boot camp?
Everything.
Because I have no idea. Okay, still my career. Okay.
Everything is practical only.
Yeah.
जीरा में कैसे स्प्रिंट बनाते हैं, कैसे टीम चलाते हैं, क्या रिपोर्ट भेजेंगे, क्या इशू आएंगे, एवरीथिंग इज प्रैक्टिकल ओनली.
Because I have मैं बहुत सारा कंपनी काम किया हूँ, मतलब JP Morgan और बेस्ट बाय, लेकिन इन डेटाबेस लाइन. ओके, मैं नेटवर्क टीम को हैंडल करता
what
था.
you have to assume है, आपने what you have to imagine is that you were working as a scrum master in your team, and you were using Kanban, and you were taking care of your team, you were handling the metrics of that team.
Exactly.
and you were taking care of the customer, you were handling the customer and
जैसे 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 मतलब पहले करते थे वैसे ही, बट माइंड में रहना चाहिए स्क्रम मेथोडोलॉजी फॉलो
मैनेजमेंट का
वर्तमान मेथड
अंडरस्टैंडिंग
से
होना
आप कर
चाहिए।
रहे थे स्क्रम में
अच्छा,
जैसे।
ओके सर, सी यू
सिर्फ
टुमारो।
आपका ब्रेन में मैनेजमेंट का अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना चाहिए, नो टेक्निकल। सिर्फ टेक्निकल छोड़ दीजिए।
करेक्ट।
यू आर गिविंग द रिक्वायरमेंट टू द योर टेक्निकल टीम, दैट्स इट।
अभी सर एक्चुअली मेरा एक्सीडेंट हुआ था तो 2 साल का गैप, 2-3 साल का गैप हो गया है, सो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है।
यू आर इमीडिएट ज्वाइनर?
आई एम इमीडिएट ज्वाइनर।
बस बस हो गया काम। दैट्स अ बिग डील यार, इमीडिएट ज्वाइन।
बट मेरा कंपनी सर सत्यम है, 3 साल, 12 साल टीसीएस में, बाकी सब इन्फोसिस में और सर्विस कंपनी।
बट मार्केट इज स्लो,
वेरी स्लो,
बी पेशेंट। मार्केट अच्छी नहीं है तो बी पेशेंट।
Okay,
इसलिए
sir.
we have to get into more and more details. So I'll be doing an in-depth coverage, so don't worry. Yeah, Kiran, you have a question.
Nothing. Or you'll be showing that Kanban sheets and all, everything like charts and all, real-time charts, because
Full time, lead
because
time.
we didn't maintain that level of Kanban charts or sheets and all of it. It was like very rough type only we have been worked on.
No. I'll basically I'll show you how to read those charts and how to interpret those and how to use them.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
Thank you. Good night.
Sir, I had 20 years of experience in a single organization, Indian Air Force. So, sorry, I have shown 9 years plus as I have to show 9 years plus as a Scrum Master actually. I have worked into projects, but is it okay with
See, once you know the basics, then how do you present it? If you come across as a good quality candidate, there is a demand.
Yeah.
So let me put it this: there is always demand for people who understand how to run software teams. And how do they judge whether you can run a software team or not? Based on what is the quality of your answers, how many examples you are quoting, and how many improvement points you are showing it to these guys. So don't worry, yaar. You have a chance, 100%.
Thank you.
Okay. And you have a lot of experience here. So
I had experience in conflict management and stakeholder management. Okay, I can answer the questions, but yes, it's okay.
Yeah. So don't worry. Okay. I think Kiran.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing. Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Yaar.
you. Bye. See you tomorrow.